What's up, fellas?
What's up, buddy?
Look, he got the lights going.
Good to see you, man. We're getting Bob's reaction to what I was talking about in regards to Brock Purdy tonight.
What's up, brother Bob? What's
Yes.
cracking?
What's going on, baby? We got the three of us here. Love seeing it. So, Ryan, I just want to say this. I thought overall he would okay. So I made a lot of notes. In the first half, he just seemed still a little off. But you know what? He performed. I thought he was holding on the ball a little too long. Sometimes didn't pull the trigger, and there were two passes that he forced. One was to Kittle, which turned into a touchdown. But the announcers showed it, and I can't wait to see it all 22. But they showed how Debo was open all by himself. And then the second one turned into a pick. He did force that one too. But overall, I think I give Purdy a B plus. I thought he played well. I definitely ripped the ball, like you said, unlike last week when he looked at Ayuk last week. Today, he definitely ripped the ball, ripped one deep to not only Debo, but he pushed the ball downfield, as you said, to Jennings too. So that was good to see. It was just great to see this team back in the win column. I thought Purdy did well, though.
Twin, I'm going to get your take. Dave Barkley first, though. Niners win. We're going to the Super Bowl. Trade Kyle. Zero overreactions in any of that comment. I appreciate that, Dave. Thank you very much. Twin, first of all, I see the disco lights, so it's a party over there. Yeah. What's your overreaction, or what's your not overreaction? What's your reaction to the game? First off,
Man, honestly, I just like the energy they play with. Just the intensity. Sometimes when you see through the TV, you could tell, like, hey, even though they didn't play a perfect game, you want the effort to be there. So it was just good seeing the effort, seeing like some of the young guys get the opportunity to go out there and play. And overall, I mean, there wasn't no dinky dunking today. So I just like that part of the game where you kind of can get that excitement when you see the ball go down the field a little bit. I mean, did he hit every pass? No. But at the same time, you just like the attempt, to go out there and kind of sling it around, especially against a team like the Patriots where you can go out there and build some confidence. We know that they're not the best team offensively and defensively, but at the same time, you can shake some of the cobwebs and things of that nature. So, hey, overall, it's a good day. You know what I'm saying? It was a W,
Yeah, man. It was a W. And I think maybe I'm just in love with the deep ball because I have a higher grade for
That's what she said.
I'm in love with the deep ball. Wait a minute.
Pause.
Hold on. Wait, I gotta
put the baby oil up.
My bad.
Boy.
I didn't mean it like that, people. I did not mean it like that. The deep pass. I'm in love with deep passing. Okay, not that. Damn it.
Yeah, it is good. It is good.
Back to right. I like the deep passing game, and I've been missing it, and it's good to see. I didn't even realize what I was saying until it was too late. So,
Ren and I just looked to the side like, okay.
He like the deep route.
No one better,
man.
Don't clip that and put it on the internet, or I'm reporting you. But anyways,
man.
I've been waiting for the deep passing game to come out somewhere because Jimmy didn't do it. Brock didn't do it in his first year. He started doing it a little bit in his second year, and in this game, he just was going all out with the deep pass. So I can live with the deep pass interception. Obviously, you don't want to do it, but if you're throwing deep and you get an interception, that's more acceptable than these Jimmy Garoppolo linebacker interceptions. So I thought Brock did good, man. I was happy with it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Get it
I
together,
really do.
guys.
But hey, Ryan, can I just say one thing? And I don't want to be negative, but that defense, man, considering it was the Pats, I expected more. And I just saw, so the first half, it became really clear again. I hate to beat a dead horse, but we lack a lot of speed on defense. And in particular, our linebackers, bro, Campbell couldn't even get to the flat. That was the second half. But the first half, man, he's just too slow. Way too slow. I mean, he couldn't stick with with the running backs, nor the tight ends. The tight ends for the Patriots was lightweight, giving us some issues today. So I was concerned. But I'm gonna say this. I know we're gonna talk about it. I know because everybody's gonna talk about it. That we had that one linebacker. 54 is a beast, man. Just such a beast. But the rest of them did. And by the way, did Winners get hurt again? I saw he went out there and then he left the field. What happened on that?
I didn't see that. I did not see that. So if he did, I missed that part. Yeah. Here's what I want to talk about too. Before we get into the good, let's get out the bad because there wasn't that much bad in this game, to be honest. A lot of fumble issues. Jordan Mason's got a hold on the ball. I think he fumbled twice. Garindo fumbled once. They got to fix that. Obviously, the Brock interception, you want that back. And the defense did really good. And we're going to talk about how good the defense did today shortly. But Devondre Campbell plays linebacker like a tight end. That's when I was watching him down, I'm like, he looks like a blocking tight end out there. Twin, did you get any reaction? Did you watch Campbell? I think he's like he might be the one piece they gotta adjust.
I mean, it's been evident since the beginning of the season. He's slow. You know what I mean? He's slew footed out there. I think we took for granted. I think someone said this last week. The speed of the one and only Greenlaw, and when he's not out there, we had the Al Shazir. And he was a wonderful replacement. So we've been spoiled when it came to the depth, and then also Fred Warner, who never gets hurt. So we haven't really experienced that too much to be able to have to see consecutive games of some slow guys out there. But some got to shake, man. We got to get a lot of these young boys to go out there and start making some plays and live through their mistake. We see that with some of these other teams where they allow those guys to go out there and they trust them to learn. And we have to trust the same process because it's evident that we still are missing speed on all three levels, if we're being honest. And thank God we are playing against some of these, pedestrian teams at this point in time. But it's the time. This is the time now where you get these guys the repetition that they need to get comfortable and to understand the coverages and to communicate a lot more effectively. Now playing against these other teams that we kind of can build upon before we go out and play some of these upper echelon guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I want to get to Dave. Dave says I was obviously kidding. Yeah, we know you're kidding, brother. But we stopped run some today. That's true. We're going to talk about the defensive line here in just a second. He also said BB and I got to take deep shots to open it up. Correct,
Yeah.
man. That's a big thing. The 49ers have faced 8-man boxes more than any team in the NFL coming into this game. And a lot of it is because they have not been passing the ball downfield at all. I think Brock Purdy threw one over 25 yards the entire season up until today. Today he took like 5 of them, which is exactly what they need. And Dave, I know you wanted me to respond to super chats on last night on Saturday. Tonight's the night because this is just a reaction, so we don't have like a ton of structure. If you got questions, ask a question, put a question mark on it. We'll answer it the best we can. If you don't have a super chat, for those of you who want to ask a question, I will do my best to get them. Super chats will be prioritized though. Just for the record, gotta get the dollars. All right, let's talk about the defense real quick. Let's talk about sacks. Nick Bosa had more pressures tonight than he has had the entire season. And I'm going to pull up a stat in a minute from Rich Madrid. Shout out to Rich.
Richie
who talked
Rich.
about, actually, I don't even need to pull it up. It's in my brain. Photographic memory. I didn't remember the word, but it is photographic. 30% blitz rate by the 49ers tonight. Coming into the game, I think they were 13th, dead last. So that's something that we saw. And the results were Nick Bosa's had more pressures than he's ever had up until this point. All year combined, he had more tonight. He ended up with a sack. Kevin Givens, man, 2.5 sacks. What? Where'd that come from? Malik Collins, 1.5. And even Evan Anderson, the undrafted free agent rookie, got himself a sack. Let's start with the D-line. What'd you guys see there?
Go ahead, Twin.
I think they was able to feast a little bit on offensive line that wasn't too hot, and also with a quarterback that did pretty much look good as well. So I can get pretty excited, but at the same time, I like to deal in the reality of that it's the Pats. And when you are a team that is probably poised to be in the top 5 when it comes to top 5 picking this year, I'm not going to get overly excited, but I'm glad that those guys are able to build some confidence because at the end of the day, those are still NFL guys that got to compete with. But it's the reason why they would be drafting where they would be drafting. So I'm not going to get overly excited. I'm glad that the stats were built up a little bit again, build some camaraderie, get kind of used to the adjustment that you have to make with some of the injuries that we did have with Hargrave leaving. And so now you got to get guys some repetitions and see what they're going to do with this new opportunity.
Yes, sir. Bob, what do you think about the D line today?
I hate to agree with Twin. You know what I'm saying? I like to disagree with
You ain't
you.
gotta have to agree with
This
me,
is
man.
two
I'm just
weeks
gonna
in
keep
a
it a buck.
row. I know. But Twin is right. Look, and I know I don't want to be a broken record, but this is what we should have did last week. But I'm happy we did it this week because I mean the Patriots are just horrible. Their line is terrible. I'm surprised, even though we got some sacks, I'm surprised we didn't get more. Brissett is just horrendous. I mean, how is he still playing? Ryan, I think you could be better than Brissett out there. You know what I'm saying? Because
Appreciate it.
like he just looks lost, man. Like honestly, like holding on to the ball. And then there were some people that was open. He didn't pull the trigger himself, and you can see it. You can see it. He he's Charlie check down. That guy just did not want to throw it deep until he had to. So but hey, I'm happy. We did what we were supposed to do, man. So at the end of the day, I'll take it. Am I gonna sit here and say change my prediction? I thought we'll end up 9-8 or 10-7. No, I think that's where we're probably gonna be because we're going to play some harder teams, some tougher teams, and we won't have that ability. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But from what I saw the last 2 weeks before this game, man, we would play that stiff competition. We'll have to rise up, right? And so that's my only concern. We supposed to beat the snot out the Pats. We did. We didn't we get another injury on that D line? I know Collins limped out, but he came back in. So I don't know, man. I'm just happy that we did what we were supposed to do. Period. Handle business, like you said.
Dave Barclay says, okay, how often do we actually run the I for real? Because Kyle says that's why we have 44. I call bullshit. It doesn't seem like that much. I mean, teams around the NFL in general don't run the I formation.
No,
They run split. I think 49ers run split backs more than they do I formation.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not sure, man. But do you guys think the 49ers, Twin, do you think the 49ers are better without Hargrave? Do you think Hargrave was holding them back, or did they just play the Patriots?
I'm gonna say they played the Patriots again. I'm not going to be like, hold your horses. You know what I'm saying? Yeehaw! Like, I'm glad we got the W, but it's the
Yeah.
Pats. They ain't been like anything special since 2019 possibly. And so
Since Brady left.
again, say what? Oh
Since
yeah, since
Brady
Brady
left.
left. Yeah, and I like to deal with reality. Like again, we beat the competition in front of us, which we should have done last week with the Rams, but we didn't. Thank God we beat them this week, which is the Pats, which is a lot better. But at the end of the day, a team with the talent that we have and the expectation that we still do have with the skilled players and the amount of experience on both sides in special teams, hey, took care of business. But let's not sit here and act as if we really showed out. Like even like somebody can look at the Baltimore Ravens games and against the Buffalo Bills. Like at the end of the day, you seen two Titans go at it. And like a game like that is what you look back and say, okay, these are the guys we can foresee playing in the future. This is what we like to see. If I get two games with the 49ers playing against two teams that are considered a playoff caliber team, and we kind of do something similar like they did tonight, then I'm like, all right, guys, we're kind of getting back on track to what we were building last year.
Yeah. And Garrett says Jordan Elliott. That's right. Jordan Elliott was the D lineman that was hurt, but Kevin Gibbons came in, did his thing. The rookie Evan Anderson came in, did his thing. They were blitzing a lot, which I think had a lot to do with it. So man, yeah, love what I saw from the D line tonight. Dave Barclay says that's my point. Never in I formation, but 44 is paid. That's because you gotta take care of your boys. I feel like that has something to do with it. To be honest, let's go back. We talked about the quarterback. Let's talk about the running back. Jordan Mason, 24 carries, 123 yards, 5.1 average. He had a touchdown, another receiving touchdown. He was pretty good receiving the ball tonight. One was called back, but he did have one touchdown. He did fumble the ball twice. One of them was definitely on him for sure. I got to look at the other one. But what did you think of Jordan Mason running the ball?
Man, let me start if you don't mind, Twin. I'm just
Go for it.
like this. Thank you, sir. I I love J.P. Mason. Love seeing him run. Love seeing that man cook. I mean, he just be at the grill handling business all day long. And you know what? It's kind of like what we saw in the this most Sunday night game. Poor rap safety. You know, he didn't make the right business decision. He went low on King and caught himself a concussion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro,
Hell yeah.
that's you gotta go high, just maybe you get trucked, but it's better. I'm starting to see that when if you watch the way some of these defenders deal with Mason, it's almost the same thing. Like you can tell they don't like seeing that big boy coming. And he just paused and he just going straight after, you know. So
Right?
I
You
love
came at
seeing
me,
him.
right? You guys came at me. We gotta we
Oh
gotta
my
hit you with
God, bro. Oh, hell.
we gotta see if you do it to me, we're gonna do it back to you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you did that, Bob. Go ahead. Continue.
No, I'm going good, man. So I love what we see from JP, but I gotta say this because my man Dave in the chat's been pointing out. Do we not overuse or not underuse, excuse me, Juice? I mean, that's pathetic. But before I turn it over to Twin, I gotta say this. Kyle Levy, please stop putting Debo back in the backfield so much. I understand Garendo had the fumblerooski today, but you gotta build him up, give him some PT, right? My concern is we're gonna get Debo hurt again because he takes more. You guys saw that hit he took. He actually had that one run that he got a little space out there and just got nailed. So I hope that we don't burn too much of Debo and get that man hurt again. But yeah, anyway, Twin, you like what you saw from JP?
Hey man, listen here. It's a song from back in the day called he a dog, or AK said, I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a dog, man. Listen here. I'm gonna keep saying it. If that man would have got 7 to 10 snaps in the playoffs, aka Super Bowl last year, in the third quarter, we'll be out here bling blowing. That's all I'm gonna say. Listen here, man. That dude different. He built different. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell the intensity in which he runs. It's a very old school, early 2000 Russian type of mentality. When you had the slew of Christian, like y'all remember Curtis Martin. You had the guy Priest Holmes. You had like Jamal Lewis. You had these bruising backs back then where this was like quite common, how guys used to run and truck people over. And so he reminds me of that style, man, that old school, get him between the tackles, hard nose. I'm gonna get those jack yards, them Emmitt Smith yards, where even if you hit me, I'm gonna keep churning my feet, get an extra 2 yards, just leaning forward, things of that nature, man. And that physicality that he brings is something that's special. And at the same time, like my man was saying in the chat, Cal can't go crazy with that. You still got to be able to split up his carries to allow somebody to come out there and spell him a little bit. Even though my man fumbling the ball, you can't just snatch away his confidence. At the end of the day, you got to at least get the repetition in here. Say, hey guys, we have enough talent. Even if you do turn the ball over, I'm gonna need you longer. So let me not just snatch away your confidence and get you some more repetition. The guy got the speed. Once he can catch the ball in the backfield, as far as what's his name, Garendo. I don't want to mess his name up. But at the same time, like you need to have that dual back system because at the end of the day, we saw what happened last year with Christian McCaffrey. There was more than enough talent on this team to be able to split those carries. And now we're suffering from what happened last year with 400 plus carries. He's not even able to go out here and play this year. So hopefully we do learn from our mistakes. But we have seen Kyle Shanahan be so stubborn that he just keep running. Remember that one song, I keep using me till you use me up? This is Kyle. Kyle co-wrote that song. Like he literally penned the lyrics to that because he would use the running back till he can't use them no more, just like his daddy was. So hopefully he'll adjust, man, earlier or sooner than later because we're going to need that depth position in the running back room.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't made a move. We did find out that it's possible we get a CMC return in November, is what it sounds like. Possibility. So we'll see how that goes. But I mean, you have to they got to assume the worst, hope for the best, assume the worst. And I'm surprised they haven't brought in another running back. From what I've seen from Isaac Garendo, not overly impressed, not adequate. If Jordan Mason goes down, we don't have an answer. So they definitely need to do that. I'm surprised they haven't made a move in that regard so far. Dave Barkley says, need to include me all smoking 4-man fog show. This is a family-friendly show, sir, and I'm a professional. And I am a professional. Yeah, man. So Jordan Mason, okay. Let's talk receivers, man. Everybody got a little bit tonight. But really we know Jawan Jennings has emerged and become a really good receiver. Great catch, especially on that deep route. A couple congested catches for Juwan Jennings. Debo Samuel was able to get a little yak today, which is nice to see. Brandon Ayuk, man, I thought we were gonna. Brandon Ayuk started off really good with that first initial pass, and then was kind of quiet after that. Uh, I want to get your take, brother Bob. What's your opinion on Brandon Ayuk right now? I know you're a big supporter. What's your take on BA?
Well, just for the record, I just was a big supporter of him getting his market value. But I was really disappointed in what we saw in practice the other day that Grant caught and maybe a few others caught. You know, I'm a firm believer of, hey, team first, right? So if you're part of a team, you follow the team rules. And just like at any job, we have rules. So that really didn't sit right with me. I don't know, maybe Kyle wanted to make it a point. But today, today, I'm just going to say this. I saw a lot of times where, and Jesse was right about last week, and I saw it a lot today. Defenses are actually trying to key down on Brandon Ayuk more than what I think we realize. You can see on some clear outs, he's got two people, one high, one low, one high above him. So I'm not too disappointed with his overall stats, especially with all the weapons that we have. I thought I got to give Kyle Levy a little credit here. I thought from what I don't know the targets yet, but it seemed like his plan was to spread the ball around. So, without knowing the targets yet, I think that's what we saw. So I don't think it's time to panic on BA. Plus, we have to remember, because it went so long, he's basically in his training camp right now. And so is Trent. That I think another reason why we saw Trent get some IVs for 2 games in a row, not this game, but the first two. And then we saw how he was a little gimpy, but he played. So, I think that's another big thing when it comes to BA.
Agreed, sir. And Johnny Cesari says he won $9,000 today.
Hey, let me hold
So-
by the rack then, my G. Hey,
Right.
shut
I
up.
mean, like, hey, Johnny, like, I appreciate every super chat, $1, $2,
Come on now.
whatever it is. Well, 9,000. You give me a $5
Yeah.
super chat. Come on, man. Where's the celebration?
Cash out
Make
Twin
it rain,
Empire.
Johnny.
You know
Make
what I'm
it
saying?
rain.
Twin Empire, cash out, feel free. You know what I mean?
Congrats, Johnny, man.
Nah, for real, salute.
I'm happy for you, dog. All right, you guys, let's run this 17-second commercial from my great, amazing sponsor, and then we'll be right back. The Ryan G. Hensley Show is powered by the law office of Chris McCurgy. Chris McCurgy and his team have been empowering businesses, guiding families, and taking care of the injured since 2012. In California, for estate planning, business, or personal injury, be smart and contact Chris McCurgy. All right, gentlemen, let's talk about the defense a little more. We talked on it briefly for a second there, but I want to get into it a little more. What do you see from the young safeties? Jair Brown, he actually led the team in tackles, 5. And then my guy, Malik Mustafa, who I'm really hyped about. He did miss a couple tackles today, if I'm being honest. Got to be unbiased, even though he's my guy, but he was good to see him in there. He's always around the ball. Kind of reminds me of Huff his rookie year. Around the ball, but not really making plays. And then his second year, he kind of showed out. I'm hoping that's the trajectory for Mustafa. But what do you guys think about Jair and Mustafa today?
Good point.
I think they played decent. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. I think it's, again, when you're a young guy out there playing, you're just trying to make sure you don't make mistakes, and therefore you make mistakes. And that's where you may see some of those missed tackles, because you're just like so excited, the adrenaline's still getting to you, and you still think instead of just reacting. And so when a young secondary like them play a team like the Pats, you kind of want them to live with the mistakes and just work throughout, like just work them out. You know what I mean? Just, again, we have some young guys who have talent, they're athletic, but our coaches got to realize, let them learn through their mistakes. They need the repetition now, so when it comes colder December and January and hopefully February football, that athleticism that we were talking about earlier that we miss in their front seven, and also actually in the back end, because our safeties aren't really fast at all. Let's be honest. Like, We got some slow guys back there. So what we're going to need them to do is to not be able to think and just react because they don't have that speed to catch up if things don't go their way, if they like have a misstep or something like that. So overall, man, I'm not going to harp on them too bad. I think they did all right. You know what I mean? And that's about it for me when it comes to those guys in the back.
Bob, I want to get your take on the corners. Charvarius had 5 tackles. Demo had 2 tackles, but that's, when a corner doesn't get a lot of tackles, that wouldn't bother me at all because that means hopefully they're not getting targeted. Ward did struggle the first 3 games while Demo was doing his thing. In this game, though, I think Charvarius did a really good job. He was asked after the game what he thought of his performance, and he talked about how bad they were week 1 through 3. I believe his exact words were, "We played like ass," which was actually a quote of mine over the last week. So I actually appreciate his accountability. But what do you think of the DBs, Ward and Demo, and even the young man Green played tonight as well?
Green. Yeah, I was very happy. I hate to mimic what that punk over there, Twin, said. But no, it's good for our love you guy. It's good for our young DBs to get the experience. But first, Ward. I think what we saw last week with Ward was I think he was still a little bit ailing with his calf, I think. So it's good to see that he was more in position. I think he's gotten a little healthier. I'm very happy with what we saw out of our corners. I thought it was great to get Green on the field, get him some reps because he needs that, like Twin said about, Mustafa. I actually think that we have to, though, keep in mind, this was the Pats. The Pats are just terrible. I mean, I don't know what it is, but Brissett probably should not be in the NFL. I'm sorry, bro. You're better than me, bro. But they didn't look cohesive at all. They didn't look like, I don't know who was calling the plays, but it just didn't look good at all for the Patriots. So I don't think it was a really good test, real good barometer. But I think it's always good to get our rookies some PT, some NFL time on that field, because I think that, like Twin said, that could help us, especially if someone, God forbid, goes down. It's good to get these guys some time on that field against NFL teams. So I was happy to see what we saw. A lot better than last week, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, overall, if you look at team stats for the Patriots, they only got 143 passing yards, only 73 rushing yards. So the defense stepped up, but it was against the Patriots. We gotta keep that in mind. And we're gonna ask some big picture things here in just a minute. Johnny Cesare, Ryan, regarding this game, D-line stepped up. Defense looked a million times better with D winners in. Yeah, it's the Patriots, though. I always got to go back to that. We'll see, man. We'll see. Dave Barclay, Brock has legs. We spoke on it, but it's huge. Yeah, that's a big thing, man. I've been winning money every single week off of Brock Purdy's legs because for whatever reason, Underdog says he's gone. That wasn't a pause because every single week, Underdog has Brock Purdy at like 9 rushing yards, and he beats it every single time. I didn't say I was making money with. I said off. Okay, Bob. Because I saw the reaction. You thought you had me, but
my man Ryan said, "Listen, I'm quick on my toes. You ain't gonna get me again. Now you got me once, but then you finna get me twice now. Hold on."
Hey, Twin. I remember last year we had like one episode where it was like 15 minutes of straight pauses on accident. I don't know what's wrong with it. It was really bad.
Yeah, it was one of them days.
Let's talk overall, though, Twin. What are your thoughts, man? 49ers, they just beat the Patriots. They're 2-2, 500. They go against the Cardinals, who actually lost today, next week. Then they go against the Seahawks. Then they got the Chiefs, who we've never beat. And then Dallas. That's the four next 4 games before the bye week. What do you see the 49ers big picture-wise?
All right, so I don't know about you guys, but I think we talked about this a little bit, Ryan, over the last couple of years. That's one little quarter gone now. Right, we're 2-2, correct?
Yes.
All right, so that's 2-2. This is that little chapter is over with, right? We could say this was the mini preseason. You know what I mean? So let's close the chapter on that book. We're 2-2. We have some injuries, had some up and downs. We still got some things going on in the locker room, but overall, we're 500 team. Some of the other teams in the NFC have actually lost some games too as well. So we right there in the thick of things. Let's turn this book. Let's turn it, throw it away. All right, now we have these next 4 games coming up. I believe now we have the opportunity to kind of look at ourselves and assess. All right, we've seen what we did wrong. We got some guys kind of getting some repetition. We're getting lathered up now. Let's turn the corner and see, can we kind of put a 3-1 together, you know what I mean, over the next month. And I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks to see, can we build some true momentum, play against some teams that actually go out there and have some type of scheme together, have some type of experience with some talented players, and can we get some consistency going, not only on the like passing game, but I think which we've been doing pretty good at, but I mean consistency in the D line and the offensive line. Can our trenches hold up over the next couple of weeks? Can we keep our running backs getting positive yards? Can we make sure Brock is not running for his life? Give him some time back there to throw the ball around. And then also defensively, when we play against a team with a better quarterback, a better scheme, are we able to get some pressure? Can we tackle? And not only can we tackle, can our big men in the middle, as far as our defensive tackle, come down there, create some pressure in the middle, and can we start stopping this running game? That's what I'll be looking forward to in the next couple of weeks, especially starting next week. Can our D-line set that doggone tempo and that attitude to shut them down? And can we stay healthy at the end of the day? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you feeling it, Bob? Are you feeling like the 49ers might be back or on their way back, or the more optimistic?
Okay, yes, I'm more optimistic, especially because looking at the NFC, I mean, I think it's open. We can definitely make some noise, but we have to beat the teams we should beat. Okay, so the 2 teams that we beat so far, AFC teams, and we lost to 2 NFC teams. So, but I am a little bit more positive and optimistic. It's really going to be, first of all, I want to see one of the games tomorrow. How does Detroit and Seattle match up? And can Detroit knock off Seattle? I mean, I want to win our division. Now seeing that the Cards lost, I mean, that's our next game. So I also want to see how we play against the Cards, because I think they're going to be up for the game. I think they're going to be ready. And I think probably the rest of the division see us as being down a little bit. I don't know if they have that fear of us, having seen us lose the way that we did to the Vikings and the Rams. So, it's about to get real serious and busy next week. But I do want to see tomorrow. I really want to see, are the Seahawks legit? Or are they full of That's what I really want to see.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to being able to watch a Monday Night Football game tomorrow. I don't know why they have 2 Monday Night Football games. It's the dumbest thing ever. You just ruined Monday Night Football.
Money, man. It's the money, man. Hey, man, they out here. They throwing money like dollar bill in God doggone Players Club. It's so much money. Look, listen here. I got so much money. All these go fall to the ground, man. That's all they doing. They taking the money while it's right there in front of them.
But here's what's stupid to me. It's like, who doesn't watch Monday Night Football because, I don't like these teams. Everyone watches it regardless of what teams are playing. So why are you doing like, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. Personally, I wish they would go back to one game, but I am looking forward to watching the Seahawks tomorrow. I got a special announcement I got to share real quick. Fellas. This is a special announcement. Grant Cohn, you guys may know him. He's kind of popular in the 49ers space.
What up, though, Grant?
And myself have started a podcast. We just recorded the first episode tonight. So it's going to be 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Monday through Friday at 6:30 a.m. So you can listen to it on your way to work, on your commute, 6:30 a.m. West Coast time. And all you got to do is I put the link. It's on the top of the chat. It's in the description. You click on the link. It takes you here. You can share it with a friend or family member, or probably just can hit listen, and you can listen on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, as well as Spotify. If you hit that subscribe button for me, I would very much appreciate it. Listen to it on your way to work. 30 minutes, going to be about 30 minutes per episode. I'm juiced about this, man. I'm excited.
Let's go. Hey, man, let's see some R's in the chat, man. Some RCs in the chat, man, for Ryan and Grant in this Joker. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. We
Hey
gotta
man,
turn up. You know me. I'm turning them. Come on, man. We gotta support our boys, especially when you do something new and improve, especially with one of the big dogs. We all know who Grant is, man. So Anton, the boy out here making moves, man. We gotta make sure we support each other, man, and show some enthusiasm. Cause I love that, man. You know what I mean? Ain't got no time to be hating. We got to turn up for our boys when they start moving and doing good things out there, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Speaking of that,
It's
you brought it up, man. Here's the thing: when I go, like sometimes I'll look at the analytics on my YouTube channel, and only about 50% of the people that watch the shows are subscribers. The other 50% just tune in from now and then. It's real easy just to hit that subscribe button and help me out, as well as with this podcast, as well as on Twins channel. All you got to do is hit that sub button. It means a lot to us. Hit the like button. It means a lot to us, and it's easy and it's free. And Twin will make the sound effect for it if you do it.
yes, sir.
Dave Barkley says, "I'm a Niner fan, but we should have won today. Be better." Yeah, we should have, and we did.
Never say we
Uh,
did.
we did win. So I feel you. Like it's nothing to get crazy excited about because the Patriots are bad, especially their offense, really bad. And I would like to see more improvement from the 49ers in the red zone. That still has been a problem this year.
Yeah,
It's
them
still a
all on
problem.
field goals.
Yeah, you gotta hit Kittle and Jawan in the red zone more. My guy GTC says Brother Bob's whole name and Twin Rhino, feed the real wide receiver, JJ15. Yes, particularly in the red zone. That's what I'm saying. I think that would solve a lot of problems for the 49ers in the Mofo red zone. Give me 17 seconds. I got to play this sponsor. I don't play him at all, and he's a very good guy. Hensley Real Estate and Mortgage has been serving all of California since 2009. I would love to help you and your family. Whether you're buying, selling, financing, or refinancing, please reach out. I'd love to help. Visit RyanGHensley.com for more information.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
see
folks. All right, folks. Brother
that. Go
Bob,
get a crib.
who is the player of the game on offense? I'm going to go with Brother Bob first, and Twin, I want you to answer. Player of the game on offense.
Man, I think it's pretty obvious to me that it's got to be JJ. I think Jennings add a certain flair now. You know, the team reacts, and that one catch when he basically just stepped over the dude. If it wasn't for the dude hitting him when he was on the ground, you know, Jennings might have scored, or at least he would have had more yards. So I think the team feeds off of Jennings. And you know what the thing is? I think because he was in camp the whole time, that he has connection. He's in sync with Purdy, how we saw with BA last year. So you know, I love seeing that. I think to me that's clear. I gotta also say that if you look at the tape, even though he went out for a second, Puny also did really well today. Unlike his next door neighbor, Brent Hell. I just don't know why. But anyway, you asked me who did well. I have to give it to Jennings again.
Yeah. What about you, Twin? I got someone else besides Jennings. Who you got?
If I'm gonna go with the running back again, man. At the end of the day, you got a guy who wasn't expected to come out here and not only be a feature back, but my man's is probably on pace for like 390 carries. You know, I think in this first 4 games, he rushed the ball over probably 20 carries per game already. I'm quite sure he's in the top 3 when it comes to carries in this season so far. So I don't think people understand what it takes to be a every down back in the National Football League, period. Secondarily, be a number 1 running back for the 49ers. And everybody wasn't necessarily expecting you, but you run hard. And I just got to give my man some props. Like for 4 straight games, he out here toting that rock, 5.1 yard per carry, 24 carries today in a tutty. Hey, salute to him, man. So continue to keep up the good work, young fella. Hopefully you make sure you get iced up and recovered because we're going to need you, man. And so just salute to him and everything that he's done. And also, George Kittle for the play of the day for me, man. I don't care what nobody say. That catch was spectacular.
That's why you throw to George Kittle in the end zone. He was covered by
Come on now.
3 dudes on him, and he went up and got it. That picture, I knew that as soon as I saw it, I'm like, this there's gonna be a sick picture of this, and somebody posted it. It is dope. Since Twin took mine, since he stole mine,
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
go with Brock Purdy because he was pushing that ball downfield, man, and he spread it around. He wasn't focusing. A little salt and pepper. He wasn't focusing on a particular receiver, right? Often it feels like he's just too dialed into a receiver. Debo, CMC, CMC. Today, he spread it around, and he was salt and pepper in the ball all the way downfield, which is what I want, man. I need that. I need more of that in my life, and I hope he keeps doing it because that keeps the defense honest, and that makes everything else easy. I understand it was against the Patriots, but they got to keep doing it. And you know what they need to do? They need to put a burner on the field, like my guy Cowan.
Come on, man.
And give Cowan a shot, man, and let's see what he can do deep downfield because Juwan's kind of slow, if I'm being real. He got a deep pass today, but he's like a 4.72. That's
Come
not much
on,
faster
man.
than I was in high school. I mean, it's a little faster. I wasn't a fast guy, but that's not very fast for an NFL wide receiver, man.
I know, man. I ran fast in the 07. Lord have mercy. And I'm talking about, listen here. We need somebody just to have like in Madden where you got somebody with like a 93 speed, 94 speed.
Yeah.
We have nobody
Yeah.
in the wide receiver room that can really like burn a little bit. And I think giving somebody like Brock Purdy the opportunity to throw the ball to a burning man, I think Kyle would just even relax a little bit more because it would expand the defense. You know what I'm saying? To kind of sit back a little bit more and help Purdy have some of those underneath patterns that he's kind of accustomed to, and they won't be able to clog it like it once was. But anyway, let's go, man. Let's get this thing
I just
cracked.
thought of something, fellas.
Okay.
We got a 4-4 receiver that could possibly return this coming game in Ricky Pearsall.
Oh, many men. Many.
I just thought about that, man. He's actually can play in week 5. I don't know if he's going to, but he was placed on the pup for a game you got to miss. It's now week 5. He could actually play against the Cardinals, and he's got some speed. So maybe he's the solution, him or Cowling, but they definitely need some speed from the receivers, man.
My man can let me stop for y'all. I don't want y'all to get banned, but hey, he got enough speed to dodge a bullet, man. So he got this thing, man. We need him on the field.
And everyone's
definitely do need.
Everyone's saying my guy Melvin is a 49ers fan. He's just here because it's my boy. He's a Cowboys fan. We've been arguing our whole lives together, but he is an unbiased Cowboys fan. He realizes the Cowboys are not looking that good, and I actually got tickets to the game. I can't wait. I want to see the Niners beat the Cowboys. That'll be, bucket list type thing. Dave Barkley says Bosa can turn it on like that in game every game. Well, here's the difference though. At 30% blitz rate, they were calling stunts for Bosa. Everyone was getting involved. So I think it's Bosa. It's just the defensive coordinator Sorensen could help him out, and I think he did today. Johnny C, man up. Admit to Flav, Darnold is him. Admit nothing to Flav. Admit nothing to Flav. He does not deserve it. He's not deserving of
Darnold out here looking like Jim Kelly in the 90s, boy.
Darnold is him.
I got your opinions on offensive player of the game, defensive player of the game. Who went last? Was it Twin or who wants to go first? I'll ask you that.
Well, I mean, go ahead, Twin, because I think I went first last time, and I know you're gonna take my guys. So go ahead, though.
We could just take them anyway. Well, I'll leave y'all. I'll say I'm quite sure everybody would say Fred Warner, which is kind of like the easy answer to go to. I mean, let's be honest.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah, low hanging fruit. But I'll say I'll give Jair Brown some props today. You know what I'm saying? He led the team with tackles. You don't want your safety leading the team with tackles, for real. But I mean, he's the last line of defense. He's playing hard. He's getting more familiar back there in the back. You needed this game where he can build some confidence back up because he did have some couple bad weeks, especially that 97-yard catch was like real bad on him. And so it was good for him to be able to kind of get some tackles in there and play a little bit better than he did before. So I'll just pick Jair so y'all can have the other guys,
Yeah. So you better save my guy, Bob. Don't take my guy, man.
I'll save your guy for you. You know what? I'm gonna say this though. Before I say my guy, I thought Jair had a couple tackles for loss, if I'm not mistaken.
He had 2.
And what I like about 2, that's okay. See, and what I like about him, unlike Flanagan Fowles, unlike Foles or whatever, unlike Campbell, who are linebackers, you will see Brown meet the running back or the offensive player in the hole. He'll go up there and meet that person. Those two linebackers won't. I don't know because they can't get there or they just don't know where there is. But for me, I got to give it to the two guys up front on that D line that we just didn't expect to play. I'm
You get one.
sorry.
You get one
Yes,
guy. You get one guy. You
no,
get
okay.
one. You
I'll
get
take
one.
one then.
All
I'll
right.
take one. I like what I saw from Givens. I like that. Here's a guy I took your dude.
I'm
I'm
going
good.
first
I
next
left
time
you
we do
one.
this. I'm going first next time.
No, but I really like what we got from Givens, man, because
Yeah.
we're gonna need him to step up. I think we're gonna definitely need that. Our defensive tackles are, I think, our biggest weakness. That, along with our linebacker crew, when it comes to Campbell and Foles. So I love what I saw out of literally out of Givens. I love seeing him step up today. Granted, it's against the Patriots, so it's a grain of salt, but I like what you saw, and then I gotta leave you, Warner, man. You just gotta take that and enjoy that, man.
All right. Well, Warner deserves it. He didn't play the whole game, but he got the interception. He's the best player in the NFL right now. One of them. He's the best defensive player for sure. He's the best player on the 49ers for sure. We know that. But I got to give, that's the easy one. We could have done that one. You took my guy Givens. But here's the thing. I was going to say Givens, but since you took him, I'm going to spin it now. Givens wouldn't have got all those sacks if it wasn't for Nick Bosa getting the most pressures that he's had all year. If you combine weeks 1 through 3, he had more pressures in week 4 than he had 1 through 3, and he was spinning guys out, and Givens cleaned up on it. So I actually got to give it to Nick Bosa. I didn't even want to say Givens. I wanted to say Bosa the entire time, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
35
It's
million.
good about. Let me say this about Bosa, though. You know what? It's good to see him get those pressures. Honestly, it's good to see, like you said, I saw a couple of stunts. I think I only saw him drop back in coverage maybe once. I hope I'm wrong. I have to see on the all 22, which I just don't like. But I love to see that he got that strip sack at the end. And he recovered the ball because you could tell he really wanted to get a sack. So it was good to see that, man. It's good to see that for him. And hopefully, even though it's the Patriots, hopefully this galvanize the team and get them ready to play the Cards, man. Because we gotta spank the Cards
Hey,
next week. You
and
gotta let
also,
everybody know. Go
hey,
ahead.
brother Bob. Also, man, we got to realize this is our first active running quarterback this year coming up. We've had three old slow guys and one guy that shouldn't necessarily be in the league. So we've always had problems with what we all know in the chat with what running quarterbacks. And so
Mobile quarterback, yeah.
so we definitely need to see, like, next week should be a really good game because we need to see, can we stuff these run fits, and do we have some speed, because we're going to need some speed on the sideline to kind of stop that little guy, man.
Yeah, we've only played one. So the Jets, when we played them, they weren't the Jets that they're going to be towards the end of the year. And that goes probably for a lot of these teams. But the Rams aren't good. They're too beat up. Maybe if they get healthy, they'll be a real team. But we lost to them. Patriots, not a good team. We beat them. We should have beat them. The Vikings are the only real team that look like they might be legit. I'm not buying the Sam Darnold thing yet. I want to see it last the whole season. It feels like I already said he's going to get some big plays against Jeffrey. You got Justin Jefferson. You better have some big plays. He's got a good arm. I got him credit for it, but I feel like he's going to see ghosts at some point, probably in the playoffs. So I'm not sold on the Vikings yet. So like you said, we got to see. GTC says, let's be real. Patriots suck. Let's see them stop Arizona. Yeah, I mean, Arizona, Seattle. I mean, Arizona's 1-3 now, but that matchup is interesting for us because of what Twin was talking about with the mobile quarterbacks. But Seattle's, they got that good defense that has always been a problem for Kyle Shanahan, and gave, I keep saying Mike McDonald, the new head coach for Seattle, who was the defensive coordinator for the Ravens last year. They got 5 interceptions against the 49ers. Brock threw 4 of them. So that's going to be a real test for the 49ers this week, stopping mobile Kyler Murray, and then the week after that, going against that defense that gave him fits when it was on the Ravens. So it's still TBD on this team, man. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. And again, our DB is going to get tested next week. We got the one and only Marvin Harrison. His father was one of the greatest wide receivers that don't get any credit for what he did. Just look at the dude's stats. My man's was ridiculous. We also got to worry about that tight end they have over there with McBride. They have a physical running game. This is the type of thing. Again, they're not a top echelon team, but the mentality that they have is is of a team that could be on the up and coming. So hey man, we're gonna enjoy this victory, but at the same time, we ain't gonna get too crazy now because I know a lot of our Niners fans, they go loco out here, man. They think you hating because you like pump the brakes a little bit, but like, nah, bro, we ain't gonna be prisoners of the moment. We're gonna take our time, we're gonna do this thing properly, and yeah, man, let's get this thing cracking. Got another W in this boy.
Yeah, I want to say two things. First thing, I'm going to be on 3 things, probably like 10 things. I'm going to say like 10 things. First thing is make sure you are subscribed to the podcast that we already talked about on the show. It's in the details in the description and at the top of the chat. Look who tuned in right now. Look who tuned in, twin.
Your brother.
We're going to see you in Cowboys Week, dog. Cowboys Week is coming up, man. I think the Niners might get you guys. You guys are 1-3 right now. I got Melvin in the chat. Melvin's a Cowboys fan. He's not a big believer right now in your boys. So I want to get your take, man. Hopefully you come back. It'll be the 3rd year in a row we get you back on the channel during Cowboys Week. But I was going to tell you guys is make sure you subscribe to that podcast. And then also I'll be on tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with Eric Crocker. We're going to be talking a little bit, sometimes it's good to sleep on it and then wake up and talk about things. And then I'll be on the show with 11 at 11. Wait, 2 and 2? Y'all
Hey, Melvin was like, hold on. They were like, wait a minute now.
Wait a minute. You guys
wait a minute.
You guys are 2 and 2?
Yeah.
See, I thought when Melvin said they were struggling, they don't look good. Was it barely a win or something? Why did you say they don't look good? I didn't get a chance to see it.
Because they barely beat the trash ass Giants. That's why.
Barely.
Okay. Okay. Well, all right. Well, 2 and 2. We'll see, man. I'm going to that game. So
you hear him, Law Nation. He's going to the game in Cali. You know what I'm saying? What's
Come
up,
on
Brody?
out. You and Twin. Hop on the plane.
On paper, baby. Put it on the DM or whatever you want to call it. Chat, super chat.
Yeah. Hop on the plane. Dave Barclay said, make sure you're subscribed. If Ryan didn't say it. Yes. Make sure you're subscribed.
And don't forget Ryan's show, the recorded show, the podcast. Is it going to be called The Cone Zone or is it a different name?
No, we tried to come up with the most creative name possible, and we didn't succeed. And so we went with the name that's probably the best for SEO, which is the Best 49ers Podcast. If you're going to Google, what are you looking for? You're going to type in the Best 49ers Podcast, right?
Hey, keep it simple.
I like it. I like it. So make sure you guys tune in for that. What time is that in the morning, my friend?
Every morning, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. The link is in the description. Go sub to that and join us while you're commuting to work. 30 minutes, and you can listen to the podcast with myself and Grant Cohn. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Twin. G Master Cupcake says, will you have guests? No, just the two of us. Just the two of us. Yeah.
We old now.
The original version, not the Will Smith version, the original version. So you guys are the best, man. I appreciate Twin. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Twin Empire for real. Do that right now. And then follow Brother Bob on Twitter if you can spell his name, RLB2ESQ. Don't do that. He said no. He said no. You guys are the best, man. I appreciate you coming through. Hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with Crocodopoulos.
Let's go. Peace out, man.
Thank you so much for watching the Ryan G. Hensley Show. Your support is greatly appreciated. Please visit RyanGHensley.com to learn more about me and all of my businesses. Whether it's real estate, credit repair, solar, whatever it is, you can find out more about me on that website. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. Thanks again for watching.